discrimination, dependency syndrome, and the fear that woman has. Largely our women are dependent on the man for the source of income, which prevents them from spreading their wings. Often than not, an element of control begins right there when women are subject to the provision of a man because they are silenced, and which creates later on an element of abuse to these women. Majority of them are afraid to rise up because whenever they try to say something, they are oppressed by virtue. Let me tell you a brief story of what happened to me last week Saturday. Last week Saturday, I decided to visit a church, and it was a prophetic service. When I entered the door, a particular man looks at me and says, "You're one of the prophetess?" And I say, "Yes." And then he calls another woman and says, "Take her and let her go sit in the front." This lady is grabbing my hand, taking me there. Along the way, she transfers me to someone else. It's a woman. This woman asked me, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I am Prophetess Thabile." The next question that she asked me was, "Are you married to a pastor?" And I looked at her and I said, "No, I'm not married to a pastor." Then she said, "Where would you like to sit?" Now, if I was married to a pastor, I would have been qualified according to her to sit in the front. But because I was not married to a pastor, she decided that I needed to sit at the back. Now, this discrimination, it's not only an element that comes from men alone. There are some women who are stigmatized and who has become largely the oppressors of other women. I love Lerato when she says, we need to come together. Coming together and understanding the power of a woman and play a role in our society would make a big difference to understand that for me, a woman is the pillar and the strength of any nation, any community, and any society. Now, ladies, with all that you have submitted, what is our way forward? What can we do to get the woman together, to overcome the abuse, to stand in unity and support the strength of a woman in order to build our nation, our communities, and our families? I know that amongst us, there are solutions. Lerato, please, in closing, tell us what is the solution. And while you're at it, there are people who may want to know and find you. Tell the people how to connect with you, how to find you, and how you would assist them going forward. As you submit yourself for closure, and everyone else, please get ready to close and give your submission. Thank you. Lerato, please go ahead.
Thank you, Thabile. And that's a very good question. Really, yes, after all is said and done, and after all what has happened, after you feel that you have failed yourself, after everything, there is still a solution. You know, there is a power in unity. They say better together. For me, when I look at it and how I got to where I am today, I stood up and I reached out. I stood up and I reached out. You know, I reached out to women that said to me, "Come, you come as you are, you know, and know your worth." Being reminded that you were created by God and you are perfect in the eyes of God. You know, you have one leg, one foot right. You are getting out. Just to know and recognize your worth and remembering that, you know, I was created for more. You know, it's those are the first step in healing, and saying, you know what, I need a sister. There are those ones that are we are still work in progress. You still find those ones that are saying we are okay alone. But I want to stress and really underline better together, that in going forward, in addressing issues that we have, you cannot do it on your own. You cannot do it on your own. Collaborations and working together, coming together, partnering with women, it is very important. Just come, take a first step of coming. I'm telling you, God is so faithful. There will be a sister there. There will be a sister who's willing to listen. And there will be a sister who's willing to hold your hand and to say, I was once there and I am here today. Know that there is hope. Know that you can do it. Recognize and know the power in you. Sometimes we forget, but we need that sister to say, it's okay, you can do it. So for me in solving, for me it's in moving forward, I say we can do it together. I say take a first step, find groups of women, find a church, find partners, collaborate. So that is my solution from my side. And to address the second part of the question is, I'm Lerato Bangane, the founder of Third Dimension Movement. I can be reached on Facebook. My page is Third Dimension page, and also on Instagram is Third Dimension Movement on Instagram. You can also reach me on my cell phone. It's 083 453 9281. 083-453-9281. You can also email me at lerato.bangane@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lerato. Ladies and gentlemen, her wisdom, Thabile Sibego, now bringing to you Leatitia to give you the solution. Leatitia, please hit us with the solution and please let the people know. I know that you said you are available to give a solution and hold people by the hand. Let them know how they can connect with you, so whoever wants to reach you can be able to connect with you directly. Please, Leatitia, give us your submission and closure.
Thank you very much. I realized during my time with my abusive husband, to going to the police won't help, because I don't want to get involved in a domestic violence story. Go back to your husband, you will solve it, because most of the women withdraw their cases the next day. I want the women to know, if you are abused, fine, you went through it, but you are strong. Our women are so strong, and we can stand together and we can face the world. I went through a forgiveness program in prison, and I realized there we can't expect people to forgive us if we don't forgive ourselves. So the first thing is, we must forgive ourselves for being in a situation like that, in an abusive relationship. I want to invite each and every of you women that are abused, if it's verbal, physical, emotionally, financially, to contact me. I am there for each and every one of you. People, I went through a difficult time. I were imprisoned for 12 years that I were in prison. And I just decide I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go out as a winner. I've done my degree as a psychologist. When I came out, I started working in prisons, do pre-release courses, doing counseling. And I'm still there every day for my prisoners. If they want to call me, if they got a problem, they are free to phone me. Even don't matter what time, I will walk out of the meeting, I will walk out of the course to talk and to be available for my people. So we must just be available for each and every one that needs us. If we stand up, help them, be there for them, support them, it will be a winner. I want to end it with the next quote that I carry with me for years. The world breaks everyone, and afterwards some are strong at the broken places. Let us be that some people. And then I want to give you my WhatsApp number. You are welcome to phone me anytime, day or night. My phone is always on.
Remember, part of abuse is isolation. You get isolated. They try to alienate you. And we are human beings, so human connection is important. And that is obviously, but when you go through abuse, you don't trust anyone. So it is difficult to reach out to churches or anyone to say, I want connection. But that's where I think faith comes in, and to create a safe space for you, whether it's your room, like a small area, just a safe space where you can retreat to, like when you were a little girl. Literally that sort of space. Okay, you can reach me also at any time, because part of my giving back will be through my business, which is called Safety Shield. No pun intended, Safety Shield, shield of protection. So that will be a vehicle to also empower women financially and with coping strategies. So that's the plan. You can reach me on X, the old Twitter, on Instagram, Anita Steyn, everywhere. My website will only be launched later this year when I launch my book, sharing my story, and then my number on 083 611 0562. You can WhatsApp me, text me, and reach out to me at any time, and I will help where I can immediately. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, a wisdom with Thabile Sibego. And before I say anything much, let me give Mr. Hendrik the opportunity to conclude as well.
Pastor Thabile, I really appreciate this time, and to the listeners outside, let us stand together in an honor to strength and with the resilience of women everywhere. We acknowledge and challenges the faces by countless women and girls, and we will lift them up in prayer. For ourselves, we are on the brink of starting an abused women place in Paris. All these ladies are very well interconnected with this program, and yes, my number is 073-838-0307. Just repeat it, 073-838-0307. Thanks for the time, and to the listeners. May you be blessed.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the wonderful time that we have spent together. Thank you for your confidence, your submissions, your contribution into the society, and thank you for continuously resisting anything that may want to pull you down, and thank you for being available to help uplift other women in our society. This is not the first, this is not the last. There are many more that are coming, which would love to have with each and every one of you independently, so you can express yourself much better. I figure that we could have done so much, we could have said so much if it was individual interviews. But for this purpose, it was amazingly articulated, well presented, with harmony, honor, and respect. I thank God for each and every one of you. May you be strengthened as we journey on and light the path in South Africa. I just want to thank God for every one of you, and thank you for being willing to speak to the public and share yourself. Please handle them with care, because I know you're going to get a lot of calls and they're going to be after you, and some are going to be irrelevant. I always say that love is the answer. Please be kind, love them unconditionally, and help them back on track. I must caution you that you know, of course, as you present yourself for the public, they will come for you. And their first thing that they're going to come for, they're going to be asking for money. So have an expectation how to deal with that perspective. Other than that, we look forward to have a president in South Africa coming from a woman. And I must tell you, I'm one of the women that's raising the hand. I am ready to lead South Africa. And if you are ready with me, shout amen.
Amen.
Amen.